Good evening, everyone. My name's Dave Owens. I am the moderator on the Avery Restaurant Support page, and we are here to document the 2020 Chili Extravaganza. If you are not on the AV Restaurant Support page, you need to get over there so you know what I'm talking about. But what we're doing is that several different restaurants in the Antelope Valley, they are all competing virtually in a chili cook-off where you will have the opportunity to vote on who you think is the best chili. And what we're going to do at the AV Web, we are going to visit every single one of those restaurants. We're going to take a hit for the team, we're going to try all of them, and we're going to give you what our thoughts on them. And the very first one we're going to do is right here at the Fusion Inn Cafe. The owners are Walter and Jyoti Pinto. They're wonderful people, and they do things their own way. You know, when everybody else does one chili, they do three. So let's go over there and let's go meet Walter and Jyoti and let them tell us about their chilies. Let's go. And we have Walter and Jyoti right here, the creators of these wonderful chilies, which, by the way, I got to try last night. So, Walter, Jyoti, why don't you tell us a little bit about your chili offerings, whichever one wants to go first. Jyoti, why don't you tell us what you've got going here at Fusion Inn Cafe in the chili arena?
Okay, with the chilies, actually, we have a lot. In India, we use a lot of pulses and a lot of beans to create a lot of different kinds of vegetarian dishes. So very, we are aware of different vegetarian, vegan dishes. So when this chili proposal...
They're having fun.
Yes. So yeah, a little pause, they gave us a little break. So anyway, since this thing came up, we said, oh, why not do it, and why don't we create some variations? Me being a registered dietitian, I understand what vegan, vegetarian is all about. At the same time, you can make it healthy, you can make it flavorful, and India is a land of spices. So, you know, for us, blending in things from different countries, from India, and putting it on a platter just makes sense. So I did talk about bringing up the vegetarian or vegan option,
Right.
And Walter created his he said, let's do the other two.
To be honest with you, I was never for vegan. I was never for vegan thing unless she said, no, it's that in thing that's coming in now. You've got to put some vegan dishes. When we try to create this menu, because since, as I mentioned quite a few times, where I used to work with the cruise lines, and I traveled around the world seeing different cuisines, and that's the reason how the fusion came into being. With two cuisines into one, sometimes three cuisines into one. So, and then she said, aren't you going to put the vegan? And I was like, what's vegan? And that time the vegan was not there. But today, if I see there are so many people, the first thing they ask, is it a vegan restaurant? And but I tell them, no, it's not only vegan, we have different cuisines. And then, it's good to try, because since we have different cuisines. So anybody walks into this door is like, not that they would not have a cuisine to eat. They would have, we have Indian, Italian, Greek, French, a bit of everything. So anybody, like if it's a group of 4 or 5, and somebody likes Indian, somebody likes Italian, so he doesn't have to be feeling like, oh, he's out of place. No, he has something there.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things that I've learned being on this restaurant page, that I used to think, I'm wrong, I will admit that I was wrong, I used to think that vegan food was wimpy. I no longer think that way. After having that chili last night, and I would say, you know, get it kind of medium, get it a little spicy, and let me tell you, that vegan chili, you know, if it were a person, it would have prison tattoos on it. I mean, it is really a very, very, very awesome chili. Now, you also have, you called it the moo chili, which is the beef. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the moo chili?
Okay, the moo chili is basically, it is the beef that is cooked with the Indian aromatic spices, and then the meat is smoked. It's smoked, it's kept in a coal, a live coal, and then the smoke gets into the flavor, gets into the meat, and that's how you get that flavor of a little burnt and kind of charcoaly flavor. That's how the flavor comes from.
Yeah, and I would say that my opinion on the moo, that was probably the closest to what someone might say is the traditional, you know, Texas style chili. But there were so many different things going on there. I tasted like there was the Indian influence. The American, you know, I mean, chili is the American dish. There was some Italian, there was Indian. I mean, it was just all there.
But that's what the reason how we decided is like making this chili, because since ours is a fusion, we didn't want to put something different in there. That's the reason we had a base of rice that goes by the Indian standards, and then we have the spaghetti that's for the Italians, place how people like to eat it, and then we have the nachos where the Mexican people like to eat it.
Right.
So
Yeah. Now, I was going to say, before we get into presentation, I wanted to talk about the cluck cluck, because my wife, that was her personal favorite. She really liked that mint thing. And I also want to stress that they're all three chilies, but each one of them are very different dishes. So it's not just like three different versions of the same thing. These are each individual types of chili. So tell us a little bit about the cluck cluck chili.
The cluck cluck, I guess he makes it. I am only involved with the vegan and vegetarian and some of the desserts out here.
So if you don't like it, blame him.
No. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, but yeah, he does a
As
good
you
job
said
on
that,
that.
it's got the mint flavor in there.
Right.
Yes, because you put the mint and that's something, and then you put there's something called the kasuri methi, the one which I showed you.
Right,
What
yeah.
It's
Dried
that's
methi.
the dry. It's like a dried fenugreek leaves. It's dried fenugreek leaves.
Well, don't give too much away. Keep that'd be a secret. But I'll tell you, the aromatic, it was very, very. I mean, the aroma was fantastic on that.
Yes, that's where the spices come in. And as I said, that it's whatever spices we bring in, we don't bring in like which is ready-made powder form,
Right.
because there could be a lot of additives in there, a lot of fillers in there. So what we do is we bring our own spices in here, we roast it, and then we make a powder out of it.
Right.
And that's where the flavor comes in from.
Right. Yesterday I was very, very privileged that Walter came out and even actually showed me some of the spices that he was putting in there, and he opened up the container, and this breath of heaven just came over. It just smelled so good, and I was just like, wow. I was just kind of wafting it over. Now, what's really cool that you can only get this at Fusion Inn Cafe. They will present the chili in 3 different ways. So why don't you explain to us how you will present it?
Okay. Now it's a choice. Okay. Some people would like it on a bed of nachos, and the nachos are freshly made, which your wife commented about, saying that she could feel the freshness of the chips. It's not like a store-bought chips. We just put it open from bag and put it in. It's not that. And then another one is on a bed of spaghetti, and then the other one is on cumin rice. That's called the jeera pilau. That's so we put it on 3 different ways. That depends on how people want it.
Right.
Our customers want it.
I personally, my personal favorite was the moo chili on the rice. I really, really like that because I think it worked very, very well together. And also it's served with a fresh salad on the side, the kind of a cooling, if the heat gets a little much, you can have the salad on the side. But tell me about that potato patty.
Okay. The potato patty is definitely vegan. Okay. And we said, okay, what goes well with chili? We did our research, like cornbread and French fries and the usual stuff, and we're like, no, we have to do something different. So this is it's potatoes. We take the potatoes, mash it up, put a little bit of our Indian spices into it. There's a few flavorful things, and then we put breadcrumbs, and then we just quickly give it a little toss in the oil, and it's freshly made. So we wanted to set this whole thing apart. We wanted to make sure it's something different, not the usual stuff. And if you notice, all our chilies have turmeric in it. Turmeric is something which is good, and we have it in all our foods. So most of the Indian foods, we have turmeric in our foods, which is a very good antioxidant and is really necessary for the body.
Well, let me tell you, on the restaurant page, Fusion Inn Cafe has already got some pretty hardcore fans that have already committed that they said they're voting for one of the chilies over at Fusion Inn Cafe. So if you want to see what all the shouting is about, get on the restaurant page. You can see what other people are saying. But better yet, why don't you just come over to Fusion Inn Cafe, and then order all 3 chilies like I did yesterday. Oh my word, it was wonderful. And I'll tell you, you will not be disappointed. And Walter and Jyoti, they'll be happy to discuss if you have a dietary restriction, if there's certain things you don't like. They both have food brains that are unbelievable. Jyoti is a dietitian, as she mentioned. Walter has been all over the world with the cruise line industry, and it all comes together right here at the Fusion Inn Cafe. Get on down here, try their chili. Walter is going in, getting a little bit of information for us, but in the meantime, I'm going to have Jyoti tell us where Fusion Inn Cafe is found so you can make your way over here, and also their hours.
Okay, so Fusion Inn Cafe, we are located in Lancaster on L and 20th, and it's just off here. You cannot miss it. If you drive by, you'll see these beautiful Coke umbrellas, and the patio is really well done, and you cannot miss our location. So come on in. We are open from Monday through Saturday. Sunday off, we all need a break, so we take Sunday off. So Monday through Thursday, we are open from 11:30 to 8. Friday and Saturday, we open till 8:30. So 11:30 to 8:30. So, and Sunday we are off.
We're right here at Ellen 20th West in Lancaster. I'll tell you, and if chili is not your thing, believe me, Fusion Inn Cafe has something for you. Whatever you like, they've got it. So if you want to get the chili and something else, they can set you up. So come on down. Okay, I know I was talking about it. Here it is. Guys, this is the array of chili offerings that they have at Fusion Inn Cafe. This right here, this is the vegan chili right here. They are serving it, as you can see, on the house-made tortilla chips. There's that fresh green salad. What I like, you can just see all the colors here. This is so much about what Fusion Inn Cafe. You can see it's not just about the taste, it's about how it looks. That potato patty will make you do crimes. It is so good. You will break the law to get that thing. It's wonderful. Now moving on over here, this is the Cluck Cluck chili. This is chicken. This, as you can see, it's served on basmati rice. It's once again served with the fresh salad and the potato patty. And then as we move on over here, you see what I did there? I did move over to the Moo Moo chili. They're serving this one on spaghetti, which apparently, from what I understand, in a lot of different parts of the country, spaghetti and chili is very, very common. They may look somewhat similar, but they are very different dishes. They have a very different taste. This one, as I mentioned before, has kind of a mint flavor to it. The vegan chili is just this richness that you would not necessarily think about in being vegan, but it's absolutely wonderful. You know what? They're going to be serving this all through the month of October, so come on down here, try one of these chilies. Yes, we are going to eat this. Trust me, we are. And then we're going to wrap this up, and for a little extra, we're going to throw some creme brulee. They make a killer creme brulee, so it's going to be wonderful. So, Bob, let's dig in, man. Okay, folks, I know we came over here for chili to the Fusion Inn Cafe. However, you can't not have dessert. You've just got to have it. And one of the best things that Fusion Inn Cafe does is creme brulee. Now, Bob, the guy behind the camera over there, was telling me he'd never had creme brulee. I don't know what Rocky's been hiding under all these years, but he is going to be introduced to the joys of creme brulee. Now, creme brulee is actually not an extremely complicated dish in one sense. It's a custard pudding underneath that is like about as decadent as it could possibly be. Then what they do is then they'll put sugar on top of it and take like a little flamethrower, and my mouth is watering even as I'm describing this to you, and they brown it. As you can see, that brown there, that is like burned sugar. Now the way they eat this stuff is you take your spoon like this, and then you go and you break the top. You break the top off, and so what you get is you get this delicious yumminess of the creme under there, and then you have the burnt sugar on top. Heaven in a bowl and on a spoon. So I'm going to go ahead and eat this because I can't wait any longer. Unbelievable. This is so good. You know what, you can come here just to get this and that'd be fine. Matter of fact, I'll tell you this, Walter told me yesterday that there was a couple that they drove 70 miles, they were up here, and all they got was creme brulee. I'm not kidding you, it's the God's honest truth. Once you've had it, I would travel 70 miles for this. So, but you don't have to. You can just come out to Fusion Inn Cafe right here at Ellen 20th West. Come and get it. I'm going to stop. Turn that off. I got to eat this. Okay, I'm going to take a break from this creme brulee here. Guys, thank you so much for watching this. Hope you enjoyed it. Let us know what you think. See if this is something that you enjoy, you know, learning about all these different restaurants, all the different things we have. We'd love to hear what you have to say. We'll see you next time at our next restaurant. Now, could I get back to this?